Welcome to Sacred Awakenings, a community that supports spiritual exploration in order to awaken our greatest potential. Our Sunday gatherings are a time we set aside for ritual and ceremony as a community to enrich our own spiritual lives with the support of other open-hearted people. We welcome you as a part of our sacred circle. This week we have Dawn Woodring with the topic of returning to self, the greatest love affair. Additionally, we have John and Lori Lefevre Johnson contributing with their beautiful heartfelt music. Enjoy the gathering.
Good morning, everyone, and happy birthday to Gloria. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of love. I hold you in my heart. You are my family. You are the face of love. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of love. I hold you in my heart. You are my family. You are the face of love. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God.
Let's connect with our breath and set our intention. Coming together, we create a collective divine heartbeat. We affirm truth and peace abide here. We gather to remember and recognize the divine mystery within. In our sacred circle, we honor the awakening of each spirit who enters.
Earth, teach me, a Native American prayer. Earth, teach me quiet, as the grasses are still with new light. Earth, teach me suffering, as old stones suffer with memory. Earth, teach me humility, as blossoms are humble with beginning. Earth, teach me caring, as mothers nurture their young. Earth, teach me courage, as the tree that stands alone. Earth, teach me limitation, as the ant that crawls on the ground. Earth, teach me freedom, as the eagle that soars in the sky. Earth, teach me acceptance, as the leaves that die each fall. Earth, teach me renewal, as the seed that rises in the spring. Earth, teach me to forget myself, as melted snow forgets its life. Earth, teach me to remember kindness, as dry fields weep with rain. Aho.
I love myself so much that I can love you so much, and you can love you so much, and you can start sharing love. I love myself so much that I can love you so so much, and you can start sharing love. I love myself so much that I can love you so much, and you can love you so much, and you can start sharing love. Love, 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 love. Love begins in me. I fill my heart, my mind, and soul, and share it gratefully. Love, 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 love. Love begins in me. I fill my heart, my mind, and soul, and I share it gratefully. I love myself so much that I can love you so much, and you can love you so much, and you can start sharing love. I love myself so much that I can love you so much, and you can love you so much, and you can start sharing love. I love myself so much that I can love you so much, and you can love you so much, and you can start sharing love.
I love myself so much. Oh, perfect, Lori and John. I just love your gift of music, and it's so perfect for today. So perfect. So, today is Palm Sunday for those practicing Christian traditions. And from what I know of that, it's a celebration of returning home. And I was inspired to create this talk around just that, returning home to the self. To me, that's what the awakening journey is, returning to who and what we already are, who we are before we learned all these wonderful, exhilarating human beliefs and habits and patterns in this life. So all of us here today in this Sunday gathering, and for all of you listening at whatever time it is, each one of us, we're all on our own individual journeys of awakening, our journey of remembering who we are. And we are always, always on this path, as whether we think of it that way or not, as we're all energetic souls that are living here in physical bodies with brains and minds, and every thought that we make and word that we say and every choice and every action, it's all a part of this path. It's all a part of our journey of awakening. So what can help us along the way? This is what I was reflecting on, and what came forward to me when I was reflecting on my own journey is remember the experience of falling in love with myself all over again. So I, like all of us living here in human bodies, I learned many, many things in my life, and many things on that internal dialogue and thoughts and beliefs. They were often about judging myself and comparing myself to others, being in competition and wanting to win in order to feel safe, and because there was always a feeling like I never really belonged, or a feeling that I needed to be different in a whole variety of ways. And I know that every one of us has experienced something along these lines, because they're all parts of developing a human ego personality here in this life. So it's what we learned about being a good human. And we learned this from our parents, our teachers, our family. We learned lessons that perhaps they didn't even want to teach us, but we saw them experiencing something, and we learned by their examples. And we learned to think less of ourselves, forget ourselves. We learned to look out into others and see someone else's success or someone's beauty or wealth or whatever it is. It can be anything. And we compare ourselves to others. And we compare our lives, and we learn to find ourselves lacking, not enough in so many ways. But all of these self-judgments, these habits and beliefs about ourselves, they're all learned. Every one of them. We didn't come here to this planet, to this life and this body and this mind. We didn't come here with those beliefs of less than or the need to compare. We learned them. We are these magnificent, powerful, wise and loving and beautiful, glorious souls, each of us unique. And we chose to come here and show up in these bodies, in this teeny, teeny, tiny little baby, just out of the birth canal. We chose to show up in this body, and these bodies, and yours, and yours, and yours, and mine. And we chose to learn in every moment, every day, just what it is to be a good human, what it is to create a human ego personality in this world where all the other humans that we interact with, that we see, they've all forgotten. They've forgotten that they are a soul also, and that they came here to experience life. So they've forgotten their majesty, and they live with all those experiences that go along with that, like judgment, comparison, and competition. And so we learned that from watching them. Right from the beginning, we saw it. We may not have had words, and we may not be able to describe it, but even in those tiny baby bodies that we were living in, we felt the energy, and we saw it. We felt the energy of being around people who have forgotten themselves. Our families and our parents, it was there. It's just so present. So we learned from this. We learned how to survive in this world, how to belong on the planet in this human race. And we believed that we were to do the same. So this is what we did. So we learned what it takes to be successful in a human life, all throughout our days and months and years. We learned how to get along. And in that, we often learned to doubt ourselves. And over time, we learned how to stop listening to that wise, that divine soul that enlivens our body, our existence. And we chose to turn away from that wisdom that we hold, and look to others for answers, even look to others for validation and justification of our own existence. So we learned this, and we learned it innocently. I've said that before, and I will say it again and again and again. We are all innocent in this. It's not about being wrong or bad or anything other than human. Well, other than a soul living in a human body. But we learn to deny our true nature. Although some of us didn't really forget that completely. We may not have had words for it again, but there was this intuition, this feeling inside that we recognize that spark of divinity that's always there, that love, that the part of you inside that resonates in truth and feels expansive and loving when we're present and allowing that natural state of us. Could be when we're out in nature and connecting with the trees, or I remember this as a kid, laying in the grass and rubbing our noses in dandelions. Just being present and knowing that interconnectedness and beauty of all life that we're a part of. And in this we remember the magnificence of creation. So as children, all of us have had moments of just uninterrupted bliss and play. And we can remember those. We can find them as adults too. We can make space for them. And you may recognize it when you're, at the end of the day, when you're having a moment to yourself and you're just sitting outside and feeling the breeze and watching the sunset, and you're just present with that beauty and that joy and that connection of life. Or maybe you're sitting inside and just watching the raindrops slide down the window and you just melt into that experience. Whenever we have to just lay aside the activity and just be present in beauty, these are all moments. We touch on the essential nature that we are. The purity of being that's always, always present, always there for us, even when we forget it or choose to deny it or just are not paying attention. It's always there. So in our journeys of awakening, whatever yours looks like in this moment and whatever your path is, there may be times that you notice a deepening call to love. Just love that comes present like this welling up inside of you or all around you, a stillness. Sometimes you may feel that love and that connectedness when you're interacting with someone, maybe someone you haven't seen for a long time. Or it can even come up when you're watching a movie. I've felt that just connection with an experience or a character or even the actor portraying it. This something touches you so deeply inside and you're just moved by the love that's present. And also in those times that I was describing out in nature, when you lay aside all that activity and just be with what is. So that call from deep inside, that call from soul to remember, to return to who you were when you came into this life, who you were when you showed up in that beautiful newborn baby's body all those years ago. It's who you always and already are, as Adyashanti, the teacher, puts it. But that call within from that essential part of you to remember, to know yourself, to come home to you who you've always been. When that call grows and you start listening to it and answering it and more and creating the space in your life for it to grow and expand. For you to really get to know yourself. One thing that happens from that, it's just so natural, is you begin to fall in love with yourself. And I said earlier, fall in love with yourself again, because this is who you were in the beginning when you were young. And many of us along our journeys of learning how to be a good human, we forget that we love ourselves, that we are love. So it's this falling in love with yourself. It's this tender and loving and giddy and exciting experience. This awakening journey is a journey of remembering parts of yourself that you squashed down at some point in your life. Beautiful, beautiful natural tendencies and masteries and talents that for whatever reason you became afraid of, or you became afraid of letting anyone see them. You didn't want to show them or yourself to the world, but now you're starting on this journey, you start to remember them and all the joy that they bring. And it's that giddiness, that excitement, that feeling of falling in love, it comes from freeing them up to be present in your life again. And in this discovery and remembering, you also remember parts of yourself that you have suppressed because they were painful. And those fears and those beliefs that are held inside that are so, they can be so painful in remembering them. But when your soul brings them up, when they're coming forward to you from that place of exploration for you to see and remember the truth of them, it's often just very natural and organic. It's not about an analyzing from the mind or, a digging deep in the mud. I actually heard someone speak about fear the other day, that it's only a pointer. It's a pointer to something that you are getting ready to discover about yourself that isn't true, and that you can now lay down and you can realize that it's not who you are. It may have served an incredible purpose at the time when the first belief was held. That often does. It's a powerful purpose, but that purpose, that original purpose is often not gone. Is often gone now. You are no longer an infant relying on others, or a child believing things that you just can't understand. So, even in these times of looking back at what the ego part of you judged and believed and hid deep inside that you don't want anyone to see, in this it's always unfolding and deepening, this intimate relationship with remembering yourself, with you and soul. This falling in love with yourself again. Even those fearful and painful parts are celebrated. That may sound funny, but they really are. They're celebrated. Imagine or remember when you were getting to know a beloved person in your life, and how your relationship deepened and how connected you felt to another when those vulnerable experiences of fear and pain, they were witnessed in love and shared. It only serves to deepen your love. They only can in this relationship with yourself. And it's a part of that journey of coming home to yourself, It's a part of remembering everything, remembering our glory and our majesty and the wonder and joys of who we are as a divine, energetic, evolutionary, beautiful soul, and all of our creations. And that really includes all of our creations. So it's the creations where we remember the fears and that ego part of us that tell us that we're lacking, that we're not good enough, or that we're supposed to be something different. And it's those celebrations of remembering the beauty, the wonder, and the joy of you. But celebrate the recognition of all of your creations. Your soul does. All of your support system, you have a whole team of souls that are supporting you. Some in the physical life, like us together in community, but there are also many not in a physical body right now, and they all celebrate you. They celebrate everything that you do. It's a wonderful gift that you bring to the world, just your own presence. So when any of these awarenesses come forward, it means that they're ready for you to see them and recognize the truth of them from your divine self, from you. And from soul's perspective, they're always seen in love. Soul always wraps you in love. And so if it feels difficult or sad or scary, call forth that love of you, that tenderness that you would hold for another, for a child, for a lover. Offer that tenderness to yourself. It's your natural way of soul, so you can tap into it. It's already in you. It is you. And knowing that everything, truly everything that comes from you as a part of your life is a wondrous creation. A wondrous creation of beauty and wondrous creations that help us to see just what's not true, what our beliefs are, what purpose they may have served, and recognizing that whatever it is, it's not needed anymore. But that recognition of it is the first step. And holding it in love is that natural way to really feel that connection and support from soul. So I remember a time, it was a few years into my own personal deepening commitment to know myself. And at that time I had remembered that I was here as a soul living in this life. Part of my journey was to remember who I am completely and lay aside any limitations that I believed from ego. I remembered that I was here for self-realization completely, to live the life as soul and form. I knew that was part of my journey. And I'd been on this journey of remembering for a couple of years already, really knowing that was my path. And I really started to embrace and remember what loving myself really was. And probably, loving myself for the first time since I was, a young child. And there was so much love. There was so much love that I felt from soul in this, I call it inner connectedness, that inside soul connection, interconnectedness with the divinity that I am. And it was bounding from me. It was just flowing everywhere. And from that experience of interconnection within, it sprung this realization and experience and knowing of the interconnectedness of all life. All creation is in love. It's that presence of love when it showed up to me in this way, I saw it as just the fabric of all creation. There's nothing that exists without it. It's the essence of all life. And so one specific experience came forward in my memory to share with you all. And back during this time when this was really coming forward for me, I was driving in my car and talking on the phone to a person that I was dating, and I had the headset on, so I was being safe. And during this drive, I looked around and I was just struck by the wonder around me. I remember the sun was shining through the leaves, and the leaves were shimmering and dancing in the wind, and there was flowers blooming. I think one of the trees was in bloom, and it smelled so incredible. It was spring and the windows were down, and the smell just blew me away. And then I drove past a woman on a bicycle. I don't know who she was, but when I saw her, I just inside felt the experience of her as a soul and her love and her beauty, and I felt such joy at seeing her just as I passed her by. And it was this outward experience of that interconnection of love that I'd felt, and I just saw it everywhere. And I was in absolute wonder of it. So as I explained it to my friend on the phone, he said, "Dawn, it sounds like you're in love." And I had to laugh. I'm like, "Oh, I think I am. You're absolutely right." It was so inspired from within, that love that I felt just brimming from inside, from soul, from the inner connection. It couldn't be contained by me anymore. So everything I saw around me was lighter and brighter and just colored by this, touched by this experience. I still remember it so, so clearly today, and that love has only continued to unfold and grow. But that was the first time that I actually really lived it and experienced it without just a knowing of it. It was so strong. And these experiences will come for everyone on this journey whenever the time is right, whenever that's your path. So it's a wonderful experience of getting to know yourself and falling in love with yourself all over again. So we'll wrap up with, I had some guidance early on in my journey, was shared with me by a beloved teacher and friend, Reverend Leah Greer. I call it Leah's 4Ds. And she said, "The journey of coming home to yourself is well served by 4 qualities of focus: devotion, dedication, discipline, and due diligence." And at the time, many years ago, I had ideas about what each one of these meant, but they've all expanded and deepened over the course of my journey home to myself. I remember in the early years, I interpreted that wise and loving guidance as a to-do list. I was a task manager, and these were tasks I needed to perform in order to reach my goal of embodying the being state of self-realization. Oh, our human minds love to make all sorts of stories about our journeys. So it's different. It's a different relationship now. But I'll share just one little statement about each of these 4 things. And I truly invite each one of you to explore each one of them, each one of the 4Ds, and find the meaning that they have in your life for your journey. So the first one again is devotion. A tender, loving care in the intimate relationship you're remembering with soul. And the second is dedication. It's a dedication to know who you are and who you were before you learned anything in this human life, who you always are. And that dedication to put your relationship with soul and remembering yourself first in your life. And the third one is discipline. And this one I really balked at. I had a conversation on one of our discussions after the Sunday gathering recently. Discipline was shared with me in a beautiful way, that it's really about being a disciple to the soul, allowing your ego to be a disciple to the soul, and learn and remember. It's being in service to your journey home to yourself. And the last one is due diligence. And I'll share on that one. It's continue on with your exploration and your contemplations on whatever topic it is that you want to know, whatever remembering from soul, but continue on until it's complete for now. And I say for now because always you are expanding and your wisdom is expanding. And so what you know now in this moment will expand, and it may be different. More will be revealed over time. So again, I invite you to explore these and share this gift that I received from this wonderful, wonderful being. So let's close with a practice. Feel that connection that is always present within you, of your higher self, your soul, the divine consciousness you are, and allow it to come forward in your awareness. Feel that energy of you light up your body. Feel the love energy coming forth and wrapping each one of your trillions of cells, all of your tissues, your organs, your bones. It pulsates and courses through every part of your physical form. It expands out all through your energy field, beyond your physical form and deep, deep, deep inside. What's in your awareness when you focus on this love that you are? What sensations do you feel? Are there any colors or sounds or shapes, geometrics that you notice? Who are you as this love energy of soul? And we'll have a few moments of quiet just to be present with yourself in this way. Okay, come back. And if you're listening to this recording after the Sunday gathering or any time, I suggest pressing pause so you can allow yourself as much time as you want to just be present. I thank each and every one of you here for your presence, and turn it back over to Lori and John.
Imagine a month of Sundays, each one a cloudy day. Imagine the moment the sun came shining through. Imagine that ray of sunshine is you. Remember your darkest hour, with dawn still far away. Remember the way that you long for morning's light. And think of yourself as a candle in the night. Make believe this is the first day, everything all brand new. Make believe that the sun is your own lucky star. And then understand the kind of gift you are. The gift you are, like the very first breath of spring. The gift you are, all the joy that love can bring. The gift you are, all of our dreams come true. Yes, they do. The gift you are, the gift of you. You are the promise of all the ages. You are the prodigal son. You are the vision of prophets and sages. You are the only one. Dream of a bright tomorrow. Know that your dream will come true. Carry your dream in a sparkling crystal jar. Then you will know the kind of gift you are. The gift you are, like the very first breath of spring. The gift you are, all the joy that love can bring. The gift you are, all of our dreams come true. They do. The gift you are, the gift of you. The gift you are, the gift of you.
In considering our message, our music, our meditation, and all that Sacred Awakenings offers the community that gathers, we ask that you consider a love offering or energy exchange at our website, sacredawakenings.org. Please join me in this blessing. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Divine love, through us, blesses and multiplies all that we have, all that we give, and all that we receive. May your generosity you share with Sacred Awakenings continue to bless you with divine abundance and prosperity. Thank you.
You are all gifts. You are all the gift here. And thank you again, Lori and John. So I invite you all to join in this circle of presence, connecting with soul, calling forth the gift of love that you are. And we'll hold in a few moments of silence for this. Now, holding in this space of love, we bring forward all requests for blessings, for intentions, all that were shared before at the beginning of this gathering, before it began, and all that you hold personally now for yourselves or for others, for the earth, for communities, whatever is in your heart, whatever intentions or blessings that you hold and choose to speak aloud or bring to your awareness silently. And we'll hold a space for that also. May each choice, each thought, word, and action contribute to the upliftment of all life. And so be it.
Thank you so much, Dawn, John, and Lori. Please stay after for the discussion and join us next week. Also, re-listen to our podcast or rewatch this on Facebook if you'd like. And also check out our website at sacredawakenings.org. May every day bring you sacred awakenings.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. I've got the light of grace, and I'm gonna let it shine. I've got the light of grace, I'm gonna let it shine. I've got the light of grace, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. light of love. We're gonna let it shine, 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 let it shine.
Please feel free to take a moment to stretch your legs, maybe refill your beverage or go to the restroom, and we will be starting our discussion soon.